Welcome back to Lori's Life. Today I'll be doing a Christmas plate craft, and here's one that I did with my granddaughter. One example. That one's dry, but I'm going to go through the steps. First, you figure out what you're planning to do. I'll be using this tissue paper, very simple. So the first step is you find the shiny side that you want to show through on the other side. Then are you going to do the whole plate, just the edges, or just the center? So I decided to just do the center on this one. So I'm going to be tracing around the circle, and that's step one. So let me fast forward this and cut it out, and then we'll get to step two. Okay, I have my circle. I'm going to make it easy and just like all my fingers go. Just going to cut a little square out so it's easier to cut the circle out. And the next step after this is cleaning the plate, because once you put if you have oils from your hand and you touch the plate, the Mod Podge won't stick. So then you'll have bubbles in your picture. So let me fast forward this and we'll get to step three. Alright, step three, you just take a cotton ball or whatever and some rubbing alcohol, and you clean the surface of the plate off. Very simple. This evaporates fairly quickly. But don't forget to get the edges, because once it's glued, you want the edges pretty much secure. So, alright, let this dry and we'll get to step four. So, okay, the alcohol dried. And I just want to show you, like, my granddaughter made this one. And we like to put, like, iridescent glitter. And she had one, she decided she wanted to sprinkle the red. So that really made it interesting. So I liked her design, and originally we cut circles, then she decided to just do the edges, which was brilliant, I think. She's very creative. So I'm going to do iridescent on the whole surface and sprinkle some green around the edges just to change it up. So you want to make sure your Mod Podge is stirred up really good and there's no clumps. And I'm just going to pour some on and dab it around. Whoops, that's probably way too much. But maybe I can stick it back in. Yeah, that's way too much. Alright, let me get this spread around and we'll get to the next step. Okay, I spread that around, and in this case, less is more. So I'm going to get the iridescent and sprinkle it all over, and then put a little bit of green around the edges. So this I got at Walmart. It's really pretty. I love it. It looks like snow, and it has like little green and pink specks. It's very awesome. So yeah, that I got at Walmart. So what I do is just sprinkle a light coating over the whole thing, and it just leaves a subtle extra sparkle. So let me do that. So So the glue dries clear. So I'm just going to go around the edges. A very little bit of green. Oh wow, nice. I need a better camera holder. So I am making a big mess. Let me do that and we'll get to the next step. The next step is placing the tissue paper. And I'm not going to wait till it dries to do this part. You just place it on. See? Now it will dry clear. And it will look fantastic. Doesn't have to be perfect. It is a homemade project. So I'm just going to dab a little bit more Mod Podge on top of the tissue paper. Actually. And that seeps through and it helps it stick. Then we just let it dry. Alright, as you can see, the glue is pretty much dried around the edge. It's still a little wet on the top because I did dab it so it would soak through and get that tissue paper really adhered to it. So the next step is taking just, whatever color you want. You could use red, green, white, yellow, any color of tissue paper on top after you put some more Mod Podge and stick it and let it dry. Then you seal the outside once that's dry with the sealer. Now they make different types of Mod Podge. High gloss, semi-gloss, sealer, maybe do they have, I don't think there's a dishwasher safe, but who knows, maybe there is. So I'm just gonna dab the glue and I'll be back for when I apply the tissue paper. So it's important to note that when you're doing this step, after the glitter is dry, you'd have to dab, because if you rub it, it will, remove the glitter you put on already and maybe tear the tissue paper design you chose. Now, some people do this with napkins. I've done it with Christmas cards, and I love to save them, and I have so many ideas. These plates you get at Dollar Tree, and I don't know if they've changed anything, but they're only $1.25, and there's big ones too, and they were $1.25 as well. So we're gonna let that layer dry and then put a sealer coat on after that's dry. So I'll be back. Okay, here's the second to last step. Although the Mod Podge I was using said it was a sealer and it was high gloss, I'm going to be using this. It's newer, and I shook it up really good. It's fresher, so I think it will work great. So what you do, that's not even in focus. There we go. You just seal the whole outside. I'm glad I'll be leaving soon because this is kind of smelly. Again, blotting is the best because you don't want to rub off the tissue paper. So you just make sure the whole thing is wet, and after this is dry, you snip off the excess tissue paper, and if the edges are peeling, maybe, put a little dab of the glue. This is all glue, the Mod Podge and the sealer, so it won't curl up. So that's, and then let it dry and it's done. So that's it. Last step done. I got a new dabber, and I wash these. Some people buy them and throw them away. I just wash them because I don't like to waste, and I like to save money. Everybody knows that. Alright, so I'll be leaving for work, and when I come back, we'll do the last step and cut the edge off. See you later. Alrighty, I'm back. Last step. This is so simple. All you do is just cut the tissue paper off. It's all dry. Now these are not dishwasher safe, and you're not supposed to get the backs wet like this part, because that has all the Mod Podge and glue and sealer. Mod Podge is a glue, pretty much, and the sealer is pretty much a glue too. That's it. That's the plate. Great for Santa's cookies. So this is one that I just made. Did this one with granddaughter, and this is granddaughter's. I like hers the best. And she figured her own design. She decided to put all that around, and we were originally going to put it in the middle. She has good ideas. She really does. But I love making these plates. It's so simple. It's $1 for the plate. Whatever you spend for the Mod Podge, you know, a fraction of whatever you spend, because you only need a fraction of what's in the container. And tissue paper. Got another $1 too. So it's under, you know, just 1 or 2 pieces of tissue paper and the glitter. Whatever, you know, these plates aren't very expensive to make. So, I've done them for all holidays except for Halloween. That'll be, I'll make one of those someday. Alright, like and subscribe.